Spaces, folders, projects, and tasks are the four building blocks in Wrike. Spaces are centralized repositories for all your team's work. They help organize the folders and projects your team uses. Folders are used to organize the data that you store in the spaces. You can think of them as buckets to house your projects and tasks. Projects are the essence, containing several interconnected tasks dedicated to a single goal. Tasks are the main actionable units in Wrike. They keep track of what needs to be completed. On the left side navigation panel, you can see your list of spaces that you're a member of. Click this little arrow to the right of the space name to see the folders and projects that are part of it. In the Shared with Me section, you'll see folders and projects that are shared with you but are part of the spaces you're not a member of. The arrow to the left of the folder's name indicates that it has descendant items. Click it to show all the projects and subfolders. Here we find our first project called Launch New Site. You can tell it's a project because of the clipboard icon. Click on it to open it and start creating tasks. We're going to list all the things we need to do to launch our site. We'll need a design, some copy, and HTML, and we want to do some A/B testing. Now that we have our 4 tasks, let's dive into one of them. Over here, you can see the task's details, such as status, assignee, and due date. We can add subtasks if we want. Subtasks are smaller parts of work that need to be done to complete the parent task. They can be assigned and scheduled and function just like tasks. We can add file attachments here and document any instructions for the task. We can also add comments or communicate with our team here to let them know what we're planning. Let's dive into the copy task. We have to write some content, and it's a part of the Launch New Site project. We need to tag it in the content folder so I can keep track of all content-related tasks. To add it to the content folder, click and drag the content folder over here. And now, the copy task is in both the Launch New Site project and content folder. Now if we open the content folder, we'll see the exact same task. This is not a duplicate. It's the same task tagged in 2 locations. If I ever want to send someone a link directly to this task, I can click here to copy and paste a permalink. It's a URL that brings you directly to the task. You can also tag your items into a space. Let's tag the whole Launch New Site project into the web design space because we want to provide access to this project to the web design team. Now let's talk about how to distinguish spaces from folders and projects. You can see Creative is a space because its name is bolded and has a circle icon next to it. Click the name to explore the contents of the space. You can see the folders and projects that reside inside. Each space has a bookmark section that can contain all the items relevant to the team's work, including folders, projects, dashboards, reports, request forms, and even external links. Populate this section with the items your team needs to have quick and easy access to. Now let's open the content folder. Click this icon to open the folder info panel. This is like a cover sheet giving you general information about what's in the folder. We can add a detailed description, attach files, and communicate with our team. When you open a project, the project info panel is opened by default. Click this icon to close or open it. This is where we see the key difference between folders and projects. Projects have a few more fields than folders. You can set a project owner who is responsible for making sure the project gets done. You can add start and finish dates, and a status allowing you to track the project at a higher level. You can also add details about the project, such as project goals and requirements. And you can communicate with your team. If you have an initiative with a start and end date, use a project. If you just need to group tasks together, use a folder. And if you need to gather all the items relevant to your team in one place, create a space. You can also use a project to report on progress. Our reporting feature allows you to report on projects and tasks, but not folders or spaces.